Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we're going to have Christopher. Christopher is from Denver, Colorado, in the USA. So let's see what Christopher has to say. Enjoy the interview. So hello Christopher, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So tell me, how's your weekend going so far?
Oh, my weekend's actually going pretty great. I'm on vacation for the next few days. So I went hiking yesterday, around the Colorado Springs area. Ended up getting sunburned, but got to see like a lot of cool things.
So tell me what has been the highlight of your weekend so far?
Honestly, yesterday when I went on my hike, I went on there's this place in Colorado Springs called Palmer Park, and they have this mesa overlook trail where you get to hike up like this big mesa, and you get like amazing views of like Cheyenne Mountain, downtown Colorado Springs, Pikes Peak. It was just incredible.
And it was the first time you've been to this place or not? You've been there before?
No, yeah, this was actually my first time being there, so I spent a few hours just kind of exploring the trails and checking out the sites.
And do you hike very often?
I tried to. Yeah, I live in Colorado, so there are like a lot of great places to go and like explore nature, like a lot of great like national parks.
I see. And Colorado is the place where you're born and raised?
No, I was actually born and raised in Ohio.
And why'd you change from Ohio to Colorado?
I wanted to change the scenery, but I also had a job offer out here, so it made sense at the time.
And what do you do for work, for living, Christopher?
For a living, I work in like college administration. So I just kind of like do like paperwork. I make sure like faculty like have what they need, and I make sure that we're like complying with like state standards and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of like form work and stuff.
Amazing. And all your family are back in Ohio, or some of your family also moved to Colorado?
No, I actually moved here by myself. So I'm a bachelor, and then the rest of my family and honestly, like most of my friends are back in Ohio.
I see. All right. So during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey, okay? But before we start our journey within the Matchbox, I'd like you to tell me something interesting about yourself, or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Oh gosh. Yeah, one thing that I don't really talk about a lot is that I do like getting out in nature. I'm really like into like being out in like the woods. Like I love I don't really camp, but I love like trying to like, like oh gosh, like rock hounding and like finding like good specimens for my collection.
Amazing. And do you see yourself living in Colorado for a long period or not?
Um Yeah, I would like to stay here for a while. I've only actually been here for 2 years. This is like gonna complete like my second year here, so I still have like a lot to explore.
Amazing. Oh, wow. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in life and share your point of views?
Oh yeah.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Full of random questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay? Amazing. Let's do it. Right, before I start the interview, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? All right. First question is, what's something you always wanted to do but you're scared of?
Gosh. Um, I'm actually really scared of heights, and I've always wanted to go like on like oh gosh, like you used to be able to do it like go to the top of the observation deck like at like on the Empire State Building. Like I've always wanted to do something like that, but I panic like even climbing up like the bleachers like in a stadium, so I can't do anything with like heights.
Oh, wow. And you always been afraid of heights?
Yeah, ever since I was a little kid, we noticed it like going to like baseball games and like football games back in Ohio. I live in the Cleveland area, so like we were really big into like they were the Indians at the time, but now they're the Guardians and the Browns, and so we would always get like cheap seats up in the bleachers, and then I would have like a little panic attack because I couldn't make it all the
Wow.
way up to my seat.
And when you think about your childhood memories, what's the best memory that comes to your mind?
Hmm. Honestly, like holidays in my house or in my family, like a really big deal. Like I loved like the family coming over for like a big meal. We would always play like games and stuff like that. And like sometimes they would end up in a fight because we're kind of like a competitive family. And sometimes we like yell at each other, get mad, but it was always just like nice to have like the house full and like have like a lot of fun energy.
And you have a big family?
Um, yeah, a mid-sized. It was actually like an older family, so a lot of people are like no longer with us. But I'm still very close with like my mom and like to a certain degree like my dad and like I still stay in like regular contact with like my like cousins and stuff like that.
Amazing. Very good. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Christopher. Next question is, what does happiness mean to you?
Oh, gosh. That's a really good question. For me, like it's just kind of something like I've never really had like a lot of control over. Um, like I tend to just be like very like in the moment, and so like if I'm like not happy, like I can't like force it. Um, but really, like I think a lot of what makes me happy are like my connections. So like making new friends, like meeting new people, like spending time with family. Like at like being able to like focus on like another person and like get to know about them and like spend time with them, that always makes me like really happy.
And do you believe that happiness is a choice?
Gosh, I really don't think so. It really is like something, it's something that I always kind of like struggled with. Like I did have like depression, or I guess I still do have depression. And so that was always something that I had to like work on. So like if it was a choice, like I would obviously like choose to be happy all the time. But
I
it really is like something like you kind of have to like feel and or like at least be like open to.
totally. I think all of us, we naturally aim for happiness. We are searching for happiness. However, sometimes just not there. And it's okay as
Yeah,
well. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
okay.
I always think about that. Oh gosh, I forget what show it's from, but the line like 24 hours is like a really long time to be happy. Like you only have like a few moments in a day where you're like truly, truly happy.
Totally. And tell me, when have felt the happiest in your life so far?
Gosh. Oh gosh, I think the happiest is like when because I had been working for a long time to like get a full-time work. And so I'd been, in academia, I'd been doing like part-time stuff, like work assisting in offices, like even doing some like adjuncting here and there. But when I finally got like my real like full-time job and I was able to move out here to Colorado, that was probably one of the happiest moments of my life. Just also because I like was going on like a big adventure, like I had nobody out here. And so it was like a real, like a true fresh start for me.
Wow. And when you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being Christopher? What do you like the most about being you?
Oh gosh. Well, I really do like to make people laugh. I used to do like stand-up comedy, and I have bad anxiety, so it's not always like something that I can do. But like I like making videos online and like trying to bring smiles to people.
That's amazing. Actually, I was watching one of your videos that you posted about hiking with
Yeah,
shirtless, and it was very
yeah.
inspiring. And when was the idea for you to do that?
Oh gosh, it's always been something that like I've been thinking about. Like I know like I used to have like real big issues with like my body, and I would be like afraid to like, for, like honestly like most going into like high school even like I wouldn't take my shirt off in front of people. Like I didn't want people to see me, and then I ended up getting like really really big. I used to be like 360 pounds. I don't know what that would be in like kilos, but like it was really really heavy. And over time I just started losing weight and getting more confident. And even though I'm not necessarily like what people who like, or I'm not necessarily the type of person people would want to see like with his shirt off, but like it's definitely like on a hot day, like you need to do it, like you need to cool off, and like it's something like you think people are gonna care about it more than they actually will. Like for most people, it's just like you're just some guy like, trying to stay cool in the heat, so you shouldn't think too much about it. Like you should just be happy with yourself and, do what you need to do or do what you want to do to be happy.
I loved your video, and I think it's very inspiring because you're so free. I could see how great you felt to take it off and just walking through the hike, and I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's very inspiring. I think people they need to see more of that. You know what I mean? Sometimes people they are on their own world. Sometimes they even don't. They're not even thinking about it. Sometimes in our head we have this thinking.
Yeah. And like the thing is people are always so like afraid to like, be themselves. They're afraid to like, take your shirt off in public because you think you're gonna be like made fun of. But like or I guess one thing that I've learned is that everybody is like pretty or like beautiful in their own way. So you have to like embrace what you think makes you feel beautiful or happy.
Totally. And I totally believe that the when you embrace yourself, the right people, when they see you, they're gonna connect with you somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the best way because if you pretend being somebody else, or if somehow you're not uh, embrace yourself, the right people not gonna see you. You know what I mean? Somehow they're gonna pass by.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't even be in a romantic relationship, could be friends or people that somehow they connect with us overall. I guess for sure.
Yeah, and I definitely like found like the moment I stopped trying to be like other people or like stopped trying to like put on like this or like put on this like character that really wasn't me. Like that was when like I really was able to like open up to people and like when people like started and wanting to reach out to me and like I've made like so many more friends like since I've like really gone on this journey to like figure out like who I am. And it's really been like oh gosh, sorry. It's really been like there's this process of like opening up and like getting like rewarded for that by like making real friends and then like also like deepening like the relationships even with like my family because I get to be like more of myself. I know that
Totally.
was something that we were like I was talking about it with like my mother like a while ago. She was saying like oh like I've never seen you like so happy and like because I am actually like embracing myself more.
Totally. As I said, it's very inspiring for sure, Christopher, for you to be able to do that. Tell me a friend or a person in your life that when you're feeling the lowest, this person comes to your mind for you to open up a little bit or to talk about. And at the same time, the same person comes to your mind when you're feeling the greatest, you're feeling happy, and you feel like, oh my God, I need to share this news or my feeling with someone. Which person comes to your mind?
Oh gosh, honestly, it would be my mom. I have like a really, I was raised by a single mom, and so we are really close. She was always like really supportive growing up, like still very strict. But like now that I'm an adult, like we've been able to have like this like newer relationship where we can like have. I definitely don't believe people should be like friends with their parents, but like she's definitely like one of my closest confidants. Like whenever I have like good news, like she's the first person I want to tell. And whenever I have a bad day, like she's for the first person I would call for like advice or to cheer me up.
It's amazing. Okay, so your mom is watching this interview right now and have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say she's watching?
Oh gosh. I just really appreciate that everything like my mother has done for me. She like gosh, I definitely wasn't probably like the easiest person to raise, and like growing up, I did find out that I have like ADHD. So like I was always like wanting, like I always had like a new dream every week. Like I always wanted to like try a new hobby, and then I'd always like drop it off. And like she still like would make sure that I had the support and I could still do the whatever new hobby I had in that week. Like I remember one time, like I said, I wanted to be a doctor, and I wanted to go as like a doctor for Halloween, and she went and like she had actually worked at a hospital and like went and got one of the doctors to lend a stethoscope for me to use for like the Halloween costume, and wanted me to go and like meet some of the doctors. And then like 2 weeks later, like I wanted to be something different, so she was like supporting me in that.
Oh, sweet, very sweet. Next question, let's do it. Next question for you is, if you have the ability to teleport yourself anywhere in the world, where that would be and why?
Oh gosh. If I could teleport anywhere, I would want to go like anywhere. Like I love to travel and explore. Um, but like one of my favorite cities is definitely like Rome. I went a few years ago, and so oh, oh yeah, sorry. I went to Rome and I just loved like seeing like the Colosseum, like the museums, like the ruins. I definitely love the food, so I definitely want to go like somewhere like that where there's like a lot of history, like lots of things to explore, and like definitely lots of good things to eat.
Wow. And what did you like the most about the city, about Rome?
Oh, gosh, it's like it's such a different culture from the United States.
Uh-huh.
I've never, it was definitely like inspiring. Like I've never seen like so many like random couples like making out and making out in public. Like I love that they're like very expressive, like they're very open. And it definitely had some like weird moments like within any big city, but like most people are like super friendly. And I'm come from the Midwest, so like I love people who are like very like open, warm, and like that's definitely like what you get when you go to like Rome. Like everybody was like very friendly, like wanted to like if you got lost, like somebody would like try to help you get to where you needed to go.
Oh, wow. And how long did you stay there for?
I stayed there for 2 weeks.
Amazing. Oh, so you got to see the city properly then.
Yeah.
And the weather
Yeah, I
was
got to do
good?
a little bit of exploring.
And the weather was good at the time?
Yeah, it was great. It was in the middle of June.
Oh, wow. Very amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Right, before the next question, when I was checking your profile, there was a phrase there that got my attention. It says there, just a funny bear in his underwear. So, what do you mean by that?
I definitely like so I like to post like body positive content and so I like to like pose in my underwear or like maybe like a jock strap or something like that and I like to tell jokes so like my gosh like my profile doesn't really have like a lot of cohesion so like they'll randomly be like like a thirst trap and then like or like a not like a very not serious joke.
I see. All right. Next question is, where are you planning to go for your next vacation?
Oh gosh. I know the next trip I have coming up, I'm going back to Ohio to visit family. So I'm gonna go back in like May or like early June and spend a couple weeks with my mom.
Wow. And for you, being from Ohio and now living in Colorado, so what, in your opinion, what's the biggest difference between both states?
Oh gosh. Um, It's definitely like a different culture here. When I moved to Colorado, so I moved to Colorado Springs first, and it was like a big military town. Like there's 5 military bases like within like 10 miles of the city. So like it was a very different mix of people, but it's also like really diverse in a way like that. Ohio can be diverse too, like especially like where I was from, like in the Cleveland and the Columbus area. But there's like literally people from everywhere. So that was one of the things that I loved about it. Like I lived like, oh gosh, I lived like within walking distance to like the best Korean restaurant in town and like the best taco place in town. So,
Oh, wow.
so like there's definitely like something for everybody here.
I see. And I believe you are based in Denver, yeah?
Yeah, the Denver area.
If I would come to Denver for the very first time, tell me a place, what's the postcard of the city that for you it's the place to go?
Oh gosh. I know this might be controversial, like especially for people who live in Denver, but I just really love downtown. Like a lot of people think it's like really dangerous, and it's not that dangerous, especially like for tourists. And there's like so much to see within like a few, gosh, like within a few miles of, or within a few miles of the downtown area. I love like Union Station, but I also like I love trains, and I love train stations. So that's definitely like probably like one of the classic landmarks. And then I love I know it is like a very touristy answer, but I love like 16th Street and like walking up and down the street. So they had like converted this. gosh, this city street into like a walkway. So you can walk from like one end of downtown to the other, and you get to see like different restaurants and stuff like that. But I also love like the architecture. We have like the cash register building. And then
Wow.
we also still have some like old like Victorian houses, and then some like nice like early 20th century skyscrapers still.
Oh, it's amazing. Oh, wow. The questions left. Let's do it. Okay, next question is there a moment you think of that made you realize you've made it in life?
Oh gosh, that's actually a really good question. I don't. Oh gosh, I really. What I've liked about my life so far is I feel like I've been building up to things. I don't know if I've actually had that moment where I feel like I made it. Like I'm definitely like a type of person where like the journey is just as important as the destination. Like I love like, oh gosh, like a liminal space. I love hanging out in airports, like when I go traveling. Like I love like people watching. And I've definitely had like an interesting life. I've changed directions like a few times. And I just really like, like exploring. So I don't think I've actually hit that moment yet. I kind of a part of me doesn't ever want to feel like I made it. Like I always want to feel like I'm working towards a goal. Like I always want to feel like I'm building to something, and I never really want to feel like too established.
You are so right. The other day I was watching an interview with a Brazilian actress back in Brazil, and she said something very interesting that stuck to my mind. Exactly what you just said. She said she's very successful. She had few moments in her career as an actress, as a comedian, and she said in the interview, "We never get there. There's always something else for us to achieve. There's always something else for us to learn." And of course, part of our lives, we're gonna feel moments that we're gonna feel like, oh my God, that's great. Somehow I achieved something. However, you never get there. There's always something else for you to achieve. So I get your point.
I love that viewpoint. Like I definitely like am a goal-oriented person, but it's nice to have like some big goals that I'll probably like never meet. Like I like, one of the things that I like about like social media and like putting my content on there is that there's really like no end goal at all. Like I'm just kind of like putting things out like to see what people like, trying to make people happy, like trying to make people laugh. But at the end of the day, there's no real point to it. Like I'm just doing it for fun. And so it'd be nice like if I were to get like famous or like to get better opportunities from it. But at the end of the day, like I just kind of like doing it as a hobby, and I like I also love like the connections that I've been able to make from it. Like I've met like a few hundred people like who I feel like are people that I talk to regularly and like I could potentially call friends. But
Wow,
like it's really like gosh, sorry, it's really like sorry, I really just like living life. Like, like I have like a lot of friends from back home and from here that like have been very supportive of me. And sorry, I get a little bit nervous.
it's okay. It's okay. You can relax. Fine.
Yeah, but I really like meeting people. Like I like making new friends, and like I like getting new goals and then immediately moving on to another one.
Totally. And what's the meaning of life for you when you think about life?
Gosh. I definitely feel like it's whatever you want it to mean. And so
Mhm.
for me, like I like kind of existing in a world where there is no point. And so like there's no consequences if you mess up. You can do whatever you want, basically whenever you want. And like if I want to go, sorry, if I want life to mean something like building up a career, like that's what it'll mean at that moment. But if I just want to like spend time with family, like relax, like that's also like what it's gonna mean.
Amazing. Very good. Two questions left. Let's do it. Okay, Christopher, next question is, what's the biggest prize you ever won?
Gosh. Oh gosh. I know it was really hard getting my master's degree. So I actually have a master's degree in political science,
Oh,
but it
wow.
was a really it was a really like difficult like journey to get there. I ended up having to go like an extra year. Like in my second year, there was like a lot of things that kind of happened like right as I was getting ready to graduate, and so I had to go like extra time on some of my classes.
Wow,
So like once I actually like finally got that degree, like I actually like I actually did feel like I had won something. Like I just ran like a marathon and I got like my medal. Like it was something that I had worked for like years, and it like I finally had it in my hand.
that's amazing. And what was the biggest joy for you during that time?
Gosh. So it was really interesting. Like I liked researching. Like I didn't want to make a career out of it, and I didn't really want to do like teaching full time. So it was really interesting just kind of getting to like experience this different world. Like academia is its own like little environment. And so I got to have like a lot of really interesting experiences where like I worked on a journal and I was an editorial assistant. So I got to see like the research process full hand, and I got to see like all these exciting projects that people were working on, and I got to like help authors and I got to help editors like make a like make something that was like like something that other people could use.
That's amazing. Oh, wow. Big achievement for sure. Amazing. Last question. Ready? Let's do it. Last one. Before the last question, Christopher, I believe you're part of the LGBTQ plus community, yes?
Yes, Sam.
So tell me, how is being gay in Denver, in Colorado? Do you feel like it's a place where you can be your truly self, you can express the way you are, or sometimes can be a bit tricky?
Yeah, for the most part, it's definitely like a great place to be queer. I know just like last week I went to Barracuda in Denver, so like that is just like a kind of like a big party for like, you know, people like me who are like bears or like bears. There's a lot of like gay bars, and not even just like gay bars, but like businesses that are like LGBT friendly. But I guess like anywhere else, there like there are people like who aren't like so supportive. But like in the most part, like it's definitely like a place where you feel like safe, like walking down the street, and you don't have to worry necessarily like about getting attacked. In general, like Colorado is like fairly LGBT friendly. Our governor is gay, has a husband and a family. But there are like aspects of like Colorado that like aren't too like LGBT friendly, especially when you go out to like, you know, like the on the other side of the mountains or like out and towards like the Kansas part of Colorado. It can be like a little bit not welcoming. I lived for a little bit like in Colorado Springs, and they that is like a big kind of like, you know, like very conservative area, like a lot of military people, although the military is weirdly in the United States like very diverse and there's a lot of LGBT people in the military. But there's also like a lot of like very conservative and like fundamentalist groups. Like Focus on the Family is actually based in Colorado Springs, and they're really anti-LGBTQ. And so that was definitely like something to like learn to navigate. But in general, like it's definitely like a great place to live if you are like a member of the community.
Amazing. Wow, great. Next question, last question is, what keeps you up at nights?
Gosh. Definitely like the state of the world lately. Like everything that's been going on has been like very nerve-wracking. And I am like I do have like anxiety, so I tend to like stress out about like, you know, anything and everything. And so like gosh, like I worry about like a lot of the people that I've met like in Colorado Springs like who were in the military and like what's gonna happen to them like if things like continue to go if things continue to like escalate. And like in general, like I don't like to see like a lot of violence and like a lot of people suffering. Like oh gosh, like the attacks on LGBT people like around the world, like and having like a little a political science background, like the global rise of like authoritarianism, like even in like liberal democracies like the United States or the UK or like throughout Europe, like that's definitely something that like is really worrying to me.
Totally. I think, when you watch the news every day, you just, it feels sad to know that we are living in this time of happening the wars everywhere. And I think it's such a sad thing. And of course, people, they can keep thinking about that and can affect their living for sure.
Yeah, and I know this is definitely like a time where a lot of people want to pull away from the news and they want to just focus on like making themselves happy and like definitely like people should focus on self-care and like trying to find joy. But I do believe like everybody has an obligation to like pay attention to the news, like to know what's going on. And
Totally.
like when I used to teach, I would tell people like, like cyberbully your congressman, like you have to like get out there, like write your member of parliament, like write your congressman, like write all of your elected officials, like make sure they like know who you are, like get on their contact list to let them know like what you think about what's going on because they will actually like listen to you, especially like if enough people are saying like the same thing.
Totally. Amazing. Okay, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to say some words. There's still one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Okay, let's start with family,
Love,
money,
gosh, oh, evil,
fear,
unknown,
good one, life,
joy,
love,
also joy, yeah.
or religion,
Um, oh gosh, I was gonna say moderation.
okay? Sex,
Oh god, I associate it with love, yeah.
okay, politics,
Oh gosh, the game.
friend.
Sorry. In political science we talk about like game theory, so like I love like exploring the world from like that perspective.
Wow, friendship.
I hate that, like it is like I hate that I have to say like I keep saying the same thing, but like joy, like I love my friends, I love getting to like spend time with them.
Amazing. Desire,
Oh gosh, yeah, love. Like
regret.
I always associate like desire with love.
Amazing. Regret.
Sorry, I don't. Oh gosh, I can't think of like a specific word, but like all of my regrets are like from when I didn't like do something.
Totally.
Like I always think about like I typically like if I do something that if I do something that I regret, like I always feel like embarrassed about it. But like the things that like really keep me up at night, or like I wish I had said this to this person like when I had a chance to say it, or like I wish I had took this opportunity when it was like actually like on the table.
Trust me, all of us will have those moments that you go like, oh my God, I wish I had said that. I wish I had done that. I wish I had changed something. It's everyone, all of us will have that. One word for success.
Comfort,
Okay. Wish.
well, like I
Hap-
always think about wishing well.
Not a problem. Happiness.
Peace.
One word for Ohio.
Oh gosh, Buckeyes.
Why is that?
Oh my God. So our state symbol is like the Buckeye tree. And so climate change is like shifting where they can actually grow. But like one of my favorite things about like Ohio is like all the Buckeye trees and the Buckeye nuts that you see everywhere.
You just made my day. I learned something new. I didn't know that. You see?
Oh
One word for Colorado.
yeah. Mountains.
Of course. One word for USA.
Oh gosh, help.
Okay. Um,
Please send it.
in the last one now, one word for the bear community.
Oh gosh, strength.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your mom for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your mom, define Christopher in one positive and one negative word only. What should say about you?
Oh gosh. Um, gosh, in one word, she would probably like talk about like, hmm. Oh gosh. I think she would oh gosh, she would be proud of like my loyalty. Like I tend to be like a very good friend. I try to be a good friend, and I try to like do what I can for my family, and I definitely like have like this strong connection like to the people in my life.
Wow. And a negative one, what should say? Something that you need to improve.
Gosh. One thing that was definitely like an issue growing up, and I'm probably pretty sure she would probably still bring it up now, is that I tend to like quit a lot. So if I don't like something, I won't do it anymore. Like so I would do like if I had joined a team and I didn't like the team, I would just quit it. I wanted to be like a golfer when I was a kid, and so like I made her sign me up for golf lessons, and we would have to drive out to like a golf course, and then I decided that I hated it, like it wasn't for me. And then so we had
Oh,
to like stop it. And like that's just like something that continued to happen throughout my life. Like if I didn't like what I was doing, I would just do something different.
your mom knows you very well. Let's play now, Christopher, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, Christopher, you can ask me a question now.
Great. What is the thing that you like most about doing this project?
Oh my God, what a great question. What a great question. And the answer comes straight away. People, Christopher, I love to see people expressing themselves, their truly self through random questions. I think it's so fascinating for me to see people here sharing their memories, sharing their sadness, their challenges, their happiness, their moments in their lives that for some reason brought some lessons or some smiles, some tears. So I think it's amazing for me to sit here and connect with people around the globe. You have no idea. Every interview I do, I become a better person because I always learn something. For example, you mentioned about Ohio. I didn't know about those trees. You see, there's always something to learn. And I feel so grateful that I can be here. And, I'm grateful for people like you, everyone taking their time to spend with me on the show. So I think it's, for sure, it is people, the biggest motivation for me, what I enjoy the most about people, for sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
Did you enjoy the interview?
Yeah. I was definitely like really nervous about doing it, but I tend to like to study for things. So I was like going through like all of your past interviews, and I was just like trying to get an idea of what to expect. But I just thought it was like such an interesting project. Like, and I was thinking, oh gosh, I hate that I always go back to like being like an old social scientist, but like, one of the things that we don't have a lot like in research are like oral histories or like perspectives of like average people, and those always are like some of the most valuable things for like interpreting history throughout time.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for being so kind and sweet and take your time for the interview as well. Appreciate it for sure. And thanks for, put yourself out of your comfort zone because you're feeling nervous. We made it. We just made memories right now. Um, Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Oh gosh. So I've definitely been thinking of like one quote a lot lately. I'm a huge David Lynch fan, and I just love his quote, like, fix your hearts or die. And I just think
Nice.
that's such a good message for like, especially like right now.
Beautiful. I love it. I think it's the right time for to say that for sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Amazing. Regards to
And
your
thank you
mom,
again for having me.
of course, the pleasure is all mine. And regards to your mom and your family and friends, keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show, okay? Enjoy your day.
Yeah.
Take
Take
care.
care.
Bye bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.